Here are today's contestants. A nursing student from San Diego, Darlene Liscano. Another nursing student from Orlando, Bianca Montenegro. And I'm your guest host today, Robert Mancuso. Hello everyone, and welcome to today's special Parkinson's disease edition of Jeopardy! Today we will have our contestants pick from a series of categories closely relating to Parkinson's disease. Before we get started, a little bit about the disease. Today's episode serves as an informative source of entertainment for the viewers watching at home. Essentially, the cause is unknown and there is no known cure. People with Parkinson's can have a good quality of life, and there is a very strong community, including the Parkinson's Foundation. Learn more about Parkinson's disease by calling 1-800-473-4636 or emailing the helpline at parkinsons.org. Now let's get to the categories. We have etiology, risk factors, pathophysiology, clinical manifestations, assessments, and considerations. Bianca, you can kick us off.
I'll take etiology for 200.
A combination of which two factors is believed to be the cause of neuron loss in Parkinson's disease patients?
What is genetics and the environment?
Etiology for 400.
What term is both associated with the profitability of investments and the cause of Parkinson's disease?
What is speculation?
I'll take etiology for 600.
This umbrella term used to describe the symptoms of tremors, muscle rigidity, and the slowness of movement.
What is Parkinsonism?
Etiology for 800.
What other disease shared similar symptoms to Parkinson's and was often misdiagnosed in the mid-1800s?
What is multiple sclerosis?
I'll take etiology for 1000.
Which French physician was the first to identify damage to substantia nigra in the midbrain as the anatomical seat of Parkinson's disease?
Who is Edward Brassard?
I'll take risk factors for 200.
Which gender is most at risk for developing Parkinson's disease? Darlene, over to you.
What is males?
Let's do risk factors for 400.
Which non-modifiable risk factor of Parkinson's disease involves having one or more familial relations that also exhibit Parkinson's disease?
What is heredity?
Risk factors for 600.
Young adults rarely experience Parkinson's disease, and risk of development increases with age. At what age do most individuals typically start to exhibit symptoms of the disease?
What is 60 years?
I'll do risk factors for 800.
What environmental risk factor involving gardening and plant life is considered a likely cause for Parkinson's disease?
What is herbicides?
Let's do risk factors for 1000.
Which modifiable lifestyle change has been shown to reduce the risk of Parkinson's disease?
What is aerobic exercise?
I'll take pathophysiology for 200.
The hallmark of Parkinson's disease is the loss of these in the substantia nigra pars compacta. Bianca, go ahead.
What is dopaminergic pigmented neurons?
Pathophysiology for 400.
The primary pathology of PD is degeneration of the basal ganglia with formation of this in the substantia nigra and dorsal striatum.
What are Lewy bodies?
Pathophysiology for 600.
Dopamine loss also occurs in other brain areas, including the brainstem, cortex, and this.
What is the thalamus?
I'll take pathophysiology for 800.
The depletion of this and the excess of this activity in the feedback circuit produces Parkinsonism syndrome.
What is dopamine and cholinergic?
Pathophysiology for 1000.
Loss of this neuron may be associated with the worsening of behavioral symptoms and the progression of PD.
What is locus coeruleus?
I'll take clinical manifestations for 200.
Parkinson's disease is characterized by these two deficits. Darlene?
What is motor and non-motor?
I'll do clinical manifestation for 400.
Bradykinesia, akinesia, resting tremor, postural instability, dysarthria, and dysphagia are all examples of what type of PD deficit?
What is motor?
Clinical manifestation for 600.
Sensory disturbances, urinary urgency, difficulty concentrating, depression, apathy, sleep disorders, and hallucinations are all examples of this type of PD deficit.
What is non-motor?
I'll do clinical manifestation for 800.
Onset of symptoms for PD is this, and symptoms of PD are normally found in the body as this.
What is insidious and bilaterally?
Let's do clinical manifestation for 1000.
This symptom is more common in PD patients with alterations in executive functions and memory and visuospatial deficits.
What is progressive dementia?
Let's do assessments for 200.
This rating scale is considered the most widely known scale for staging motor manifestations of PD. Bianca, go ahead.
What is the Hone and Yar rating scale?
Assessments for 400.
This scale is used to provide a single estimate of the PD patient's ability to function.
What is the Schwab and England ADL scale?
Assessments for 600.
This subscale is the only portion of the UPDRS rating assessment that is examination-based.
What is clinician rating of motor manifestations?
Assessments for 800.
The Unified Parkinson Disease Rating Scale utilizes what technique to source the majority of its assessment?
What is asking the patient direct questions?
Assessments for 1000.
These two individuals must participate in order to produce the percentage rating for the Schwab and England ADL scale.
What is the examiner and a collateral source?
I'll take considerations for 200.
This ADL task might put a PD patient at risk for burns or a fire. Go ahead, Darlene.
What is cooking?
I'll do considerations for 400, please.
Slippery rugs, dim lighting, loose wires, and narrow hallways can all increase the risk of what?
What is falling?
I'll take considerations for 600.
Studies suggest this treatment can slow PD progression and will make the patient feel physically and emotionally better.
What is physical therapy?
I'll do considerations for 800.
Promising research points positively towards this new technology for patients with moderate PD who remain responsive to drugs but still have debilitating complications.
What is deep brain stimulation or DBS?
Let's finish it with considerations for 1000.
Some evidence suggests this diet could reduce dementia risk for those at risk for PD or in the early stages.
What is the Mediterranean DASH intervention for neurodegenerative delay or MIND diet?
It looks like we're all out of categories for the day. So who's the winner? We all are. We won the most valuable gift of all, knowledge.